Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Rasulika Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad. Dear brothers and sisters, greetings of the peace. Life ends when the ruh comes out. When the ruh departs from the body, the death happens. But the ruh is known only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Al-Isra, verse number 85, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. They will ask you about the ruh. Say, ruh is known only to my Lord. And you or the humanity have been given but little knowledge. Surah Al-Isra 85. Therefore, for confirmation of the death, what we do, we rely on the observable signs such as the cessation of the heartbeat, breathing, brain function. If all these signs happen spontaneously altogether, then it indicates the end of the life without any doubt, unequivocally. But the disagreement arises when some signs of death manifest while others do not. Movement of a body part alone is not a conclusive evidence of the life, as seen in the case of spasmodic movement. Spasmodic movement means sudden involuntary motions of a slaughtered animal. Harakatul madhbuh. It is animal is slaughtered, but still there can be seen some movements. It doesn't mean it is alive. The confirmation of death is very crucial as it impacts various rulings. The rulings related to the ritual rites, burial rites, or inheritance rights, let alone the decisions to remove the resuscitation devices, withdrawal of the life support, considerations for organ donations. Therefore, it is important not to rush in declaring the death. Generally, identifying the death is very straightforward, relying on the observable signs or the medical tests. However, in some hospital scenarios, hospital settings, there are cases where some signs of the life persist, either naturally or due to the medical intervention, and others do not. These scenarios can complicate the determination of the death. When we discuss the brain death, the main question is whether is it okay to turn off the life support for someone who relies on it to stay alive. Somebody is staying alive based on the life support machines. Because of the brain death, is it okay to remove it, to plug it off, to withdraw that instrument? There are two opinions among the Islamic Jews. The group A says it is not allowed to turn off the life support because, according to the Islamic teachings, causing harm is prohibited. As long as the heart is beating, even with a machine help, the person is still considered alive, and withdrawal of the life support is considered as a harm infliction. It can be considered as a al-qatl, murder. Secondly, in Islamic jurisprudence, there is a principle certainty is not removed by a doubt. Al yaqeen la yuzalu bishak. This means if there is any doubt about someone being dead, even the brain has stopped working and functioning, but their heart is still beating, they are considered alive. No one can be sure someone has died until all bodily functions, including the heartbeat, have stopped completely. That is the second evidence of the first group A. The third evidence in the fiqh, we can find a principle that is al aslu baqa'u ma kana ala ma kana. The original ruling of something is constant to what it is before. If there is an original ruling as a halal or haram, hayy or mayyit, it will be remained as it is until otherwise is proven. So a sick person is considered alive unless it's clearly proved that they have died. Because the sick person, his life is the original status. It will be maintained till otherwise is proved. The group B say the brain death is the actual death. Because of that, it is okay to remove the life support machines by happening the brain death. The point is that there is no any explicit evidence in Quran or Hadith to determine the death. There are something which are mentioned by the early scholars, but they reflect the medical advancements of their era. So, how can we determine the death? Death is fundamentally a medical matter. So, therefore, we have to seek the advice of the medical experts. That is the crucial thing. When you don't know something, you seek the advice of the expert people in that field, and the doctors and the physicians and the medical practitioners are the medical experts. They are the experts in this field. So, the medical experts assert that death is confirmed by the cessation of the brainstem function. So it is to rely on the physician assessment of the clinical prognosis. When the brainstem is no longer functioning, no hope of saving the individual, because this crucial part of the brain control the essential bodily functions, while other organs or other physical functions, just like heart or breathing, may temporarily cease. They can often be revived as long as the brainstem remains alive. However, the brainstem is dead, that's no possibility of the recovery. The person is considered as deceased. Therefore, the group B, they views the by brain death, by happening the brain death DNA, do not resuscitate order can be justified. Do not resuscitate DNR, the short form means that if someone's heart beating has been stopped, it stopped, then medical professionals should not attempt to revive them if they have a order like this before their death or by their family members. Based on this medical understanding, Group B of the Islamic jurists, the fuqaha, they have determined that the person with brainstem death can be subject to the certain rulings related to the death. For example, life support can be withdrawn in such cases. However, other rulings related to the death, such as the burial rites, dafn, coffin, must be delayed until all major organs cease functioning. So, some fatwas stipulate specific conditions for pronouncing the death. First of all, cardiopulmonary functions, I mean the functions of the lungs and the hearts, must cease. Before declaring the death, a patient's heart and lung functions must cease, indicating the irreversible end of the life by traditional criteria. That is the first one. Second thing, confirmation of the brain death by three expert physicians. Brain death must be confirmed by a panel of three expert physicians to ensure the consensus and accuracy in diagnosing this irreversible condition. Let's explore more. See you again. Thank you very much.